In the hectic world of today, have you ever pondered how to leave a lasting impact? It endures. Does she regard you as highly as do you think highly of her? Or are you simply one of numerous ways to gain a woman's affection and remind her that you require more than only the love and care? You require patience and a solid set of principles if you're looking for a novel and effective plan. Consider that Stoicism is more than simply an ancient philosophy that serves as a guide for the modern world, providing us with fresh concepts on how to create and maintain a joyful, not communicating with her. Let's examine relationship number 11. Intriguing Stoicism that was motivated relationship advice that can help you make an impact on any woman, that endures and ultimately strengthens ties profoundly on your path to happiness together. I would be very grateful before we begin if you could give the video a thumbs up and keep reading and subscribe to the channel. Till the very end, since each point is crucial and might instruct you something fresh, let's begin by not receiving in contact with her. One typical trend among men who are considering a woman is that they phone and text all the time and try to keep in contact with her. But this, a concept that could alter the course of being less accessible, may cause you to far more alluring. It's not about playing games or being difficult to locate. It's about living stoically for fun. Notion of people learn self-sufficiency. Stoicism to be content and self-sufficient within oneself, rather than continuously looking for it from other places, such as a love seeks attention or acceptance. When you reduce the quantity of texts with phone calls, you're not merely being difficult to obtain, you're demonstrating that you have an exciting and fulfilling life of your own. This shift may pique her interest and even slightly envious. She might begin to, "I'm curious about his activities. Is he occupied with? He's observing something intriguing." These inquiries can make someone else. She keeps thinking of you more and more. Intriguing methods, for instance. Let's state, every morning you used to text her to, if you cease doing this, wish her a nice day. Concept and instead distribute fragments of information of your fascinating pursuits or achievements sometimes. She'll observe the distinction and regard you as someone who is content and occupied, not simply awaiting the reduction in her text. TTS accessible can increase your attractiveness because it demonstrates your seriousness. Someone who doesn't require continual assurance or communication to maintain interest. Being independent can help you become more intriguing since it demonstrates that you're someone worthy of being pursued. Not only someone who is constantly available does not imply severing all communication, but ensuring that when you do get in touch, it's significant and demonstrates your balanced existence is one that is well-rounded. What may cause her to miss you? Value the moments when you do connect. Even the second-ranked person accepts her challenge in Take Up Her Challenge, the attraction game. It's typical for a woman to try things out and see whether. If you're intrigued, she might withdraw. It's not just that this is difficult to get. A game, which is how she assesses your sincerely. Are you genuinely curious, or are you simply going through what she has to go through? Thoughts from Stoicism, rather than concentrating on the notion of turning her into your girlfriend, let's consider this commitment. The concept of leading a moral life may seem odd, but Stoics do work. Emphasize how crucial self-control is. And self-reliance, which can be somewhat appealing, for instance, if you consistently agree with her or make an excessive effort to win her approval, you could appear to be too. It doesn't matter if you're eager or desperate. Instead, demonstrate your individuality, and that having your own opinions is okay and convictions. It's not about being obstinate. It's about having confidence in demonstrating to yourself that you're not, if you're drawn to someone else, merely another individual. To someone who makes a statement by himself, you inevitably get more fascinating. You are demonstrating to her that you are not overly so, yet intrigued by her. According to Thomas Aquinas, we attract what we are not, what we desire, which indicates that if you exhibit self-reliance and assurance, you'll most likely draw in someone who appreciates those qualities if you remain resilient. And don't abandon your date, which will probably grow more intrigued by you. She might begin to wonder more about you, what you're performing, and might even overlook your business. Keep in mind that the objective is to achieve the ideal equilibrium between respect and allure that make you someone she keeps thinking about. Showcase your life in the third place. Attractions world leads a life that people want to participate in this, since it's an idea with strong Stoic roots that emphasizes the value of concentrating on your personal development and goals by leading a rich, interesting life and sharing bits of it, particularly when you're not in the vicinity of the person you are interested in. Develop an allure in you naturally if she looks over all of your social media accounts. Discover that brains are reflections of inactivity. Could make it seem as though you're not very good, but if your posts demonstrate the vitality of your existence, via pictures taken during a scenic hike, an enjoyable night spent with friends, or times from a pastime you're enthusiastic about, not only are you filling your feed, but you're narrating the tale of a life well lived. Imagine sharing a photo of yourself online, reaching the top of a difficult moments of sharing or trailing from an. These photos from an impromptu road trip need not shout to get attention, but should only convey your happiness and interaction with your surroundings. This has nothing to do with boasting or forcing her to feel left out. Instead, it's about giving her access to your universe, where she can observe you prospering and having fun. Subtly, this demonstrates that you're a happy person who discovers contentment in their personal interests, and it's like telling her, "I'm interested in live life to the fullest," which comes naturally to me, makes her feel amazed and possibly even awed. Given a fear of being left behind, she might begin to, "I'm curious about what makes his life and the reasons I don't participate in it." By doing this, you access a fundamental Stoic emphasis on self-improvement and allow everything else to unfold naturally. Richness piques her interest in what it would like to talk about those encounters. It's a subtle yet effective way with you. Should pique her curiosity and give her a sense of, as like she's missing something. Amazing, since it doesn't cost to be with you. Heeding her directions during the dance of people who date today frequently utilize social media to use in deceptive tactics to obtain your focus. For instance, if you pause contacting her and setting up a peaceful area where she may begin sharing captivating images, or giving up details about you online to check out your thoughts on this classic. Action intended to encourage you to interact with her, always in accordance with Stoic philosophy. This powerful approach enables these attempts to proceed without Stoicism. In response, teaches us how the ability to control is crucial. Ourselves, and not let external circumstances to impact us instead. We ought to respond with wise decision to avoid clicking on these links to social networking platforms that you are using to type of contemporary Stoicism. For instance, if she shares a stunning image from a recent journey or a report that appears to allude to an internal joke of yours, your initial thought may be to remark or like, but by selecting avoid adding a degree of mystery, and she is confidently awaiting your likes or remarks, and your absence of them could leave her perplexed and intrigued by your decision to reply in any manner, demonstrates that you are not another cliché. You have your own life, person suitor, and are not merely awaiting her to inform you how to proceed. This action is not intended to be chilly, but rather to demonstrate that your focus is not so swiftly influenced by basic lures, demonstrating that you are not frantically observing her actions on social networking sites that might make you appear more captivating and alluring by not You stand out when you play the typical games, and demonstrate your enthusiasm for real attention is required. Relationship that goes beyond the surface interactions by using this self-control. You stand for the Stoic notion that we should not allow circumstances beyond our control to disturb us, and ought to instead concentrate on maintaining our inner peace and dignity. This can have a significant impact. Give others access to your information in the way she perceives you, as potentially making her more eager to hear about your 5 shares sharing information with others, because you wish to possess a more profound and authentic talk with you as you're instructing her. A fresh approach is a fantastic way to leave a long-term effects and cause her to miss you. This aligns with Stoic principles, which respect knowledge and the exchange of information by providing her with something not only intelligent but also perceptive. You demonstrate your concern for her and wish to improve her quality of life, which include extremely lovely qualities. If she's intrigued by your pastime or something, you would really like to use that as an opportunity to teach her anything about. For instance, if you enjoy gardening, you might demonstrate how to place her initial herb garden, or if you're a fan of you may spend the evening under the stars, observing the stars and informing her of the constellations. Are more than merely teaching, is all about the relationship and encounters individuals who are connected in this way that we are constructing together, which has several positive traits, including patience and intellect, and the capacity to interact with people on it, demonstrates on a deeper level that you're not only eager to discuss yourself or commonplace subjects, you're eager to bring up important incidents in her life, such as can distinguish you as someone who gives her days substance and worth. Additionally, introducing her to something new can make the most of your time together. Prominent in her recollection, people frequently remember and long for the moments when they discovered anything important or when an experience affected them for a long time. By connecting you to such instances of education and development, you become more rather than merely another acquaintance. You become someone she anticipates spending time with and learning from. Additionally, this exercise improves your exchanges by emphasizing mutual development and comprehension as opposed to superficial interactions. This not only builds a more complex relationship, but further supports the Stoic notion of improvement on all sides, improving oneself and others, that can fortify ties and increase the impact of your absence when you're not around by talking to her. Curiosity and creating an atmosphere. When education is a component of your exchanges in which you immerse yourself in herself as a fascinating individual, and this methodical approach is essential, might increase her love for you and make your presence known to her. Misses and treasures you if you've made it. You're still with us after all this. Would you kindly leave a comment below to express your opinions, or just, if you're having fun with the content? Your input is really helpful and keeps us motivated for upcoming videos. Let's go on to the next journey. 6. Keep your cool when speaking. When she contacts you following a time of silence, here is your chance to genuinely exhibit the Stoic ideal of keeping everything equal. It's tempting to respond with a lot of zeal. This could inadvertently suggest that you've been waiting impatiently for her message. Rather, the Stoic strategy would be to remain composed and measured in your reaction, demonstrating that while you're happy to hearing from her, you're not too reliant on her focus. For instance, after some time when she texts you, a basic response like, "Hey, how are you?" achieves the ideal equilibrium. It's amiable and welcoming without becoming excessive. In this type of reaction implies that you've been living a busy life, your personal life, but you're willing to connecting. It's critical to demonstrate you appreciate the exchange, but that your daily life and happiness are not dependent on her. This communication-gauged coolness is about more than just playing games, demonstrating your self-assurance and disregard the opinions of others. Stoicism preaches that external circumstances, like a communication from someone or something, should not disturb our inner tranquility and contentment if you respond in a composed and the indifferent manner in which you display key characteristics that make you more appealing, and this manner of speaking is fascinating. Her in a nuanced manner that despite you're drawn to her and your life is complete and captivating in and of itself, this can be quite appealing since it demonstrates that you can enjoy life and are strong. These characteristics might make someone more appealing by herself because they suggest a more profound aspect of a disposition that provides more than just surface-level interaction. Being straightforward additionally demonstrates your regard for her as an equal in the discussion, rather than merely someone who is more considerate than. This position, derived from Stoic thought, frequently results in a more sincere and sustained interest that keeps her coming, returning to feel your balance more and considerate existence. Don't overdo. It's seventh at the start of any connection or exchange that could be. I was tempted to tell her everything about whenever she expresses interest. It brightens your day. But if you'd like to adopt a more Stoic approach, consider the virtue of moderation and self-control when she inquires. It's best to keep your day or life in check. Back a little, letting her know that make the discussion engaging. Without providing her with excessive details, this has nothing to do with being playful or elusive. The goal is to keep a healthy equilibrium between you. For instance, if she asks how your weekend went, rather than going into depth about every single moment, you may say that it was fantastic. Rejuvenate and read some more. This response is sufficiently transparent to invite additional inquiries from her if she wants to learn more, but also shows that your life is balanced and fulfilling, without having to reveal all detail. That this method illustrates regard for her interest as well as your personal privacy, demonstrating your appreciation for the level of communication throughout the amount of data exchanged. It's subtly referencing the Stoic idea that inner peace originates from the way we control our reactions and communication, not from outside confirmation or excessive sharing, in addition to not being and you inherently produce an aura when you are open book. People are drawn to depth and intrigue, what they don't know or fully comprehend, because it stimulates inquiry and wonder. By giving information sparingly, you indicate that you have faith in your self-worth of life and don't require constant to feel valued. One needs outside confirmation. This can increase your interest and appealing, since it implies that you lead an intelligent and independent life. This also demonstrates that you don't consider her to be a person to report to, but as someone you've decided to interact with, honoring your time as well as hers. By keeping this equilibrium, you're more likely to maintain her curiosity and devoted to learning more about you, promoting a more lasting and meaningful. The eighth connection strengthens the increase. Your sense of surprise. Stoicism in the face of surprise could make you consider behavior that is consistent and tranquil, but it additionally instructs you on how to use your brain to improve your life. Including your connections as a means of strengthening bonds to someone is to include considerate presence in your occasional discussions. This approach isn't only intended to get her. Nonetheless, it's also intended to demonstrate that you concern for her interests and desires. Consider the impact of your activities. Wouldn't anticipate if she had brought up a love of art and surprise her with admission to a brand new exhibition at a nearby planner gallery if she enjoys being outside. An unplanned day trip to a local natural area reserve she hasn't yet been to. These surprises don't have to be spectacular. Value is found in the consideration that goes into them and the delight of being impulsive. They bring these instances together to produce a dynamic where she anticipates your presence, eagerly awaiting the answer to a wonderful surprise could be on the horizon. the corner which maintains the partnership. Imagine her response. It's new and intriguing. To learning that you have scheduled a visit to a location she frequently discusses, investigating the surprise demonstrates that you pay attention. You care about her happiness, sufficient to make it a reality. Surprisingly, such behaviors exhibit a Stoic idea in a contemporary setting. While we cannot govern every element of life, we can regulate our contribution to the contentment of people we love. You are the one organizing these surprises, actively generating happy moments and demonstrating your commitment to enhancing the partnership. Not only makes the time you spend together more enjoyable, unique, but also transforms you into someone she thinks about and misses you when you're not around. In addition to these unexpected, reaffirm your status as a source of constructive uncertainty in her existence. This has nothing to do with preventing someone from equilibrium, but instead of putting a layer on dimension to the way you convey there are 9 surprises that come with affection, can encourage her to anticipate whatever the future brings you. Each one could be a noteworthy aspect of your shared narrative. Cultivate an air of mystery in a little secrecy goes a long way in relationships. Long manner, much like a good narrative, develops gradually to maintain audience interest. So may the narrative of your identity. Aligns nicely with Stoic principles, which instruct us to exercise self-control in addition to careful disclosure of one's personality and virtues over time, as opposed to laying everything out. Put your cards on the table immediately and let her learn several facets of one's hobbies, personality and abilities. Fragment at a time. For instance, you could allude to a painting ability or a previous go on an adventure, but keep the specifics for later. By gradually releasing fragments of details about yourself, for every contact is brimming with novel possibilities that could learn, which adds interest to you and enhances the quality of your time together. This approach of gradual revelation takes advantage of people's innate eagerness to learn and explore new topics. When you give her just enough to intrigue, but not to the extent that there's nothing more to find, so you make an persistent intrigue that seems like leaving. She follows breadcrumbs through a woodland, her enthusiasm with every step, and enthusiasm for the trip increase steadily. Maintain a certain amount of mystery. Additionally, a little mystery might help build a courteous separation that is frequently. We learn from appealing Stoic philosophy the significance of self-sufficiency and refraining from overwhelming them with our presence or private information. By maintaining, you reveal certain things to yourself that you possess depth that isn't instantly apparent. Evidently, this may inspire her to learn more about you, establishing a connection. For instance, anything that is difficult to duplicate. While out on a date, you may gently bring up that astronomy piques your curiosity, then arrange a time to gaze at the stars together and discuss this passion, sharing in greater detail. Oneself at this cautious, modest pace demonstrates that you're not just fascinating, but also considerate of how you accomplish this. Every interaction is transformed by wise restraint, with you into an opportunity to reclaim an additional layer of the in order to talk whenever she learns anything fresh about you that makes her better a photo of you and passes the time. With a pleasant expectation you are apart, because this is how she can learn more. You may infuse her with your presence, ideas that make her miss you more every time when you depart, and look forward to what surprises could you possibly disclose next. Promote humility. Number 10. Encourage humility in others and take part in discussions. It's simple to become mired in self-importance. The me condition, in which you babble excessively concerning yourself and your achievements. But Stoicism imparts the importance of listening and humility, which are both critical to creating a partnership in which both partners feel appreciated when conversing with her. Make a search for equilibrium between describing your personal experiences to her and truly curious about hers. You don't want to dominate the discussion. You wish to engage in a meaningful conversation where you both feel appreciated and heard. For instance, if you simply ask her about your most recent hiking excursion, her personal outdoor experiences or hobbies, demonstrating your appreciation for her viewpoint, and are curious about her as a person who is more than just a listener, being an attentive listener to your stories, you demonstrate your respect and attention to detail. Her ideas and experiences, which are an ideal of Stoicism, which makes the time she spends more time with you and satisfying and making a lasting impression, because when you're not there, she will miss. Moreover, by not being too, you become more self-centered. People are drawn to attractive people by nature, those who give them a sense of worth, and admired as she reflects on her encounters with you, that she will recall where you gave her a sense of worth and respected, which attributes are profoundly appealing, this mutually beneficial practice. Additionally, participation results in a deeper relationship when you express interest in her. She's more inclined to open up in life and share more intimately meaningful information, tales that foster closeness and confidence. These are the times that you will treasure and miss, since they demonstrate your ability to reach a level of connection if you take a serious stance when speaking with her, and pay attention to more than just expression, but also comprehending and valuing. You turn into someone she's not only enjoys hanging around with, but also looks eager to see her again, which makes her appreciate and miss having you around, which makes your relationship stronger each time you see number 11 sparks some positive energy. A small amount of jealousy might act as an inconspicuous reminder of your value in the social marketplace. Nonetheless, it must be handled with precision and care. This fits, just like everything else, powerful. Encourage a healthy sense of jealousy with Stoic principles for maintaining composure, taking responsibility for our actions, and utilizing things in order to respect ourselves and others. Focus on showing rather than telling. Your life is full, she said, and contented with or without her, which can readily make her more. An intriguing image of you having a blast with your pals, when you choose to share a photo of the enjoyment on the image of social media that you're smiling. The scene appears amiable, and a female buddy is discreetly included. Subtly is the main word here in the group. It's merely a position that's not suggestive. An image of a fun moment spent with friends by occasionally tag a friend in it. Naturally piques interest without crossing lines. This approach isn't intended to give her the impression that you're considering may make her feel awful, but it's intended to demonstrate that you're a person who individuals, particularly women, enjoy being. She might see you around here, distinct from the person she desires. This might make her even more. It's a pleasant method to show interest in you. She likes you, so let her know that if she's truly intrigued, she could be more likely to notice her favorite aspects of. But the Stoic approach would caution, opposing making jealousy. Your primary Stoicism as a strategy instructs us to create partnerships founded on respect for one another and comprehension rather than coercion. Consequently, this approach should be utilized infrequently and consistently with the aim of being truthful and sincere with oneself. Playing games isn't what it's about. Demonstrating your regard for other people, this is a natural method of drawing people in, also provides her with a more comprehensive image of your interactions with other people. It makes you appear more appealing by subtly influencing others to view you as significant. There ought to be some enigma surrounding the identities of your other pals and what they like you. This will allow you to intriguing in her opinion and may lead to her more eager to understand how she isn't about how this fits into your life. Forcing her to compete. It's about demonstrating, showing her how interesting and full your world is, and asking her to participate in it, in finalizing the process of learning how to make she misses you based on more than just what you do and how you do it, as we. In conclusion, this philosophy emphasizes how approaching is crucial. Relationships in a cool, collected manner. Genuine attraction originates from a location of tranquility and self-assurance, not out of a sense of necessity or desperation. It's crucial to understand that from a distance, despair is evident. That frequently turns people off, rather than getting their attention. By displaying confidence and keeping your composure, you enhance your attractiveness and the likelihood of take a moment to establish a genuine connection. To consider the suitability of certain techniques with the Stoic principle of keeping your emotions in check and your interactions balanced, please leave a remark with the word concur to inform us of these thoughts that resonate with you. Remember to, for more videos, like, share, and subscribe. Sharing this video helps others like this. People find these methods helpful, and making a subscription ensures that you don't miss any fresh videos that contribute to the discussion in the remarks. We'd be delighted to hear your ideas and experiences. Many thanks for searching for more fascinating subjects. Watch the film that is suggested. I'll see you shortly. It's on your screen.